in front of our camera and started breaking out pieces of something in a bag and just tossing it.
I can't believe we have to say this again. Do not mess with people's pets. This footage from Alexandria, Virginia, shows a very nasty neighbor being caught on home security throwing chunks of ground meat into their fenced-in yard. After getting the meat tested, the homeowners found that it contained rat poison.
The cop said, well, let me call animal control and see if maybe they can get it tested. And animal control came and took it, like Monday evening. And Wednesday afternoon, they called and said that it was rat poisoning.
Luckily, the dogs didn't eat the meat. However, this also means that the attempted dog killers didn't get much of a punishment. These images were taken just hours before Kaylee Jade Priest, a 3-year-old girl, was found beaten to death at her home in Solihull, England. The footage from August 2020 shows Kaylee Jade leaving and entering the apartment building with her mother. Sadly, it would be the last time she did so alive. That evening, after putting Kaylee Jade to bed, her mother was having sex with her then lover when the young girl began to cry. Her cries disturbed them to the point where the couple grew angry and took out their frustrations by savagely beating the little girl. Kaylee Jade's injuries were likened to those of a child struck by a car at 40 miles per hour, and she sadly passed away overnight. The mother, Nicola Priest, and her lover, Caleb Redfern, were jailed for 15 and 14 years respectively. May Kaylee Jade rest in peace. Imagine yourself on a city bus, a place where people of all ages and backgrounds converge for their daily commutes. On this particular day, the atmosphere was tense. Kadisha Bishop was causing a commotion, arguing loudly with other passengers. The air was thick with discomfort and unease. In the midst of the chaos, an elderly man named Sergei Foreigner, who was known to be a kind-hearted and gentle man, stepped in. Hoping to defuse the situation, he politely asked Bishop to be nicer to those around her. His words were intended to calm, not provoke. Unfortunately, they had the opposite effect. Instead of de-escalating, Bishop's response was one of violent violence. As Foreigner prepared to step off the bus, she followed him to the door and, with a sudden brutal shove, pushed him from behind. The force of her push was so powerful that Foreigner was set sprawling headfirst onto the sidewalk. Witnesses on the bus watched in horror as the 74-year-old man lay on the pavement, gravely injured. Emergency services were quickly called and Foreigner was rushed to a hospital. Despite the best efforts of the medical team, his injuries were severe. After battling for his life for nearly a month, Sergei Foreigner succumbed to his injuries and passed away on April 23, 2019. The initial shock of the incident was compounded by the cold-blooded nature of the attack. Bishop's actions were not just a momentary lapse in judgment, but a violent outburst that resulted in an irreversible tragedy. The community was left grappling with the senseless loss of a man who had simply tried to bring a little peace to a troubling situation. Kadisha Bishop faced serious consequences for her actions. She was initially charged with open murder, reflecting the gravity of the incident. The legal process that followed was complex, involving numerous court appearances and legal arguments. Ultimately, Bishop pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of abuse of an elderly person resulting in substantial bodily harm. This plea, though, was accepted by the court, and in December 2021, she was sentenced to serve between 8 to 20 years in prison. A 38-year-old father from Cardiff in Wales had been out drinking at bars and chatting to women, but none of them were interested. Frustrated, he left the bars and scoured the streets for a victim. He soon saw a student walking home and decided to tail her. What happened next was terrifying. The man, identified as Anthony Guy, led her to a secluded area and savagely assaulted her. The woman sustained injuries to her knees and back, but managed to walk home where she called for help. Guy was identified and arrested. At Cardiff Crown Court, the judge called him the stuff of nightmares and sentenced him to 12 years in prison. This footage from a taxi shows a disgruntled young man getting into an argument with a driver.
Let me see the address. You talking about let you see the address? He didn't text it to me. He had it on his app. I didn't call you.
Let me see.
This isn't Uber, buddy. You getting me tight.
After jumping out of the moving car, the man opens first at him from behind. What's most disturbing about this one is just how calm the man seems to be before jumping out and shooting wildly at the car. Good thing he didn't do that while inside the car.
Me dispararon aquí.
It turns out that shopping malls are popular places for creeps. At Rio Rancho Supermall in California, Juan Alvarez was arrested after stalking a toddler and her mother. He was seen on camera following the little girl for several minutes. The mother was unaware until she turned around, saw what was happening, and called for help. That's when the security guard rushed over and placed the predator in handcuffs. The guard, named Eddie, said he wanted to hurt the guy but remained professional and didn't want the young girl to see him beating up the man.
I really did want to hurt this guy, but I was trying to be professional. I didn't want this little girl that I'm trying to protect to see me beat up on a man.
Reno Valley Police Department took the suspect to Robert Presley Detention Center and charged Alvarez with indecent exposure to a juvenile. In 2017, the city of Melbourne, Australia, experienced a surge in attacks on public transport. The man seen here caused immediate concern when he boarded a train and raised his arm at a nearby passenger, gesturing in a gun motion and pretending to pull the trigger. He then got off the train at Senseless Station, where he launched a chilling attack on a 23-year-old student called Susie. The last we know, police were appealing for information to help identify the attacker, as well as other serial offenders causing havoc on the transport network. It's despicable how some monsters take advantage of people who are the most vulnerable. The woman who uploaded this clip is disabled and claims that she was just assaulted by a drunk handyman. Slurring his words, the creep says that he got a little weird with her because he's a guy, as if that's a valid excuse.
You right now, the fact that I got a little weird with you is because I'm a guy, whatever. Don't hold that against me right now.
Alright. I just want a little space.
No, I don't care what you want.
I just honestly
I do not care about you honestly wanting a little space right now.
Alright.
He is clearly intoxicated and acts aggressively towards her. He also manipulates her by threatening to leave when she has no water, her carpets aren't clean, and her blinds aren't up.
Because you know, the reason I say that right now
Yeah.
is I could leave right now. You'd have no water.
Okay.
Your carpets aren't clean.
Okay.
Your blinds aren't up.
Yeah.
And nothing's taken care of. So if you ignore me right now, even if you look at your phone once, I'm leaving. Okay? Don't look at your phone once. Pay attention to me. I got your carpets, your blinds, and your water on the line.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to treat me right now?
Comments on the video claim that the guy is a registered sex offender from Watsonville, California, though this is not confirmed. The poster also states that she pressed charges and that this video was the tamer of the three, with 2 other videos being taken down from TikTok. And when you think you've seen it all, surprise. Is there anything worse than driving under the influence and killing innocent people? Well, there is. And after watching this video, you'll understand why. This person got angry because his friends went to jail for killing 2 innocent people while driving drunk and decided to destroy the memorial made for the victims. Besides showing a complete lack of respect for the victims, he went and uploaded it to Twitter as if people would applaud his outbursts. What do you think about this?
Basil's first beach experience. I don't know if she's feeling the ocean.
At this point of the video, we've talked about irresponsible parents. But what about pets? It's clear that some people should think twice before deciding to have a pet. This girl was peacefully walking her cat along the beach, introducing it to the sea, when suddenly she encountered an irresponsible owner.
It's fine. You're okay. Oh. Oh no. No. It's okay. No. No. Oh, okay. Oh. Basil. Basil, it's okay.
A dog appeared out of nowhere and the girl picked up her cat. She tried to stay calm, but the dog kept coming closer, and it wasn't even on a leash, putting the poor cat in danger.
You should put your dog on the leash. Hey! Can you get your dog, please? What the? That's not cool. Can you put your dog on a leash? Hey! Basil! Can you put your dog on a leash? Get your dog! What the? Get your dog!
The girl asked the owner to put the dog on a leash to protect her cat, but he ignored her. In the end, the girl lost her temper and started shouting, and understandably so, because a tragedy could have happened. This is Zahana Samsonova. She was a Russian influencer who often posted on social media promoting vegan, raw food diets under the alias Zahana Diart. She was extremely strict and boasted about having consumed nothing but fruits, sunflower seed sprouts, fruit smoothies, and juices. In 2023, during a tour of Southeast Asia, Zahana tried subsisting exclusively on a diet of exotic fruit. However, this would fail to provide her body with all the nutrients she needed. Despite seeking medical attention, at the age of 39, Zahana passed away, with many of her friends believing her so-called healthy food choices were to blame for her death. Zahana's videos now stand as a startling reminder of the benefits of a well-rounded diet. Shocking home surveillance footage from March 2024 revealed the terrifying moments in which a grandmother was forced to defend herself and protect her 4-year-old granddaughter from a home invader.
Get back! Get back! I have a gun! Get back! Get back!
911 emergency.
There's a guy came into my house. He's trying to take my car. Please help me.
Joseph Rivera, age 32, was captured on camera entering the home in New Mexico after crashing a stolen vehicle nearby. He demanded car keys from the panicked grandmother, who complied with his request before retreating to a bedroom, arming herself and locking the door.
Get back! I will.
What did you do?
Because you're in my house. I will get you water, but if you hurt me, I'm going to shoot you again. God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, God, this is not happening.
When Rivera returned demanding more keys, the homeowner shot Rivera a single time. She can be heard in a panicked state offering Rivera some water but threatening to shoot him again if he hurts her. She also apologizes while waiting for the police. Surprisingly, Rivera survived and was arrested while passed out. He faces charges of burglary, attempted felony, and receiving/transferring a stolen motor vehicle. After seeing all this malicious behavior, it's kind of nice to see a person simply making a mistake once in a while. That's what happened when this man went out on a bender and attempted to try to get into his neighbor's home, thinking it was his. After realizing his mistake, the man attempts to go to the correct house but instead falls off the porch, face planting in the yard. Let's hope he didn't drive there. Every once in a while, a doorbell or security camera catches the right moment in time to generate some shocking footage. In this short video, a woman is outside on her porch when a large explosion takes place. Apparently, she thinks the house next door exploded, but in reality, you can just barely make out a flash of lightning strike her neighbor's tree, which is what caused the insane explosion. Though she wasn't hurt, the real hero of this video is the cat, who appears to have responded instantly to go search for survivors.
Is your garage down here? No, I'm not. Okay. Do you have e-bikes in there? No. That's a lie, bro. Give us the e-bike back you stole last time. We saw you take it, so give it to us. Right now!
Theft is a big problem in neighborhoods of all sizes and types, but generally, if you're going to steal, you should at least put the item you stole somewhere that the original owner won't see it. This person did not get that advice. The footage shows angry neighbors confronting a man after they saw him steal their e-bike. The man is surprisingly calm despite the anger coming at him, but he eventually opens the door and allows the people to take their bike back. To add insult to injury, the thief tries to act tough as they walk away as if they were robbing him. Here's more footage from the UK. This time it's chilling footage of a young girl named Brianna Gay meeting the two people who would kill her later that day. Minutes after this footage was taken, the two people, both 16, stabbed Brianna 28 times inside a park in Cheshire. Brianna can be seen meeting the two individuals at the bus stop. Before leaving the park, later footage shows the killers walking around without Brianna. There was also footage of the arrest and interviews.
I found me being suspect is because like I was the last person seen or like how come I'm suspect?
Pardon?
Like, how come I'm a suspect?
How come you're a suspect?
Because I'm the last person that's seen or is it?
I don't know. All the information I've received is you are a suspect.
You Eddie?
Yeah.
Eddie, you're locked up suspicion of murder, alright? You don't have to say anything, but you may harm you eventually mention when questioned. See you later on in court, and if you do say evidence, do you understand?
Yeah.
Just unlock these.
I can explain it.
No, listen.
Right, listen.
Do it all on interview, alright? You're going to take it to the wrong corner, you'll be interviewed about it, they'll ask you questions, alright?
Yeah.
It was later determined that the suspect had tried to kill Brianna several times by poisoning before the stabbing took place. Sometimes it can be hard to tell if someone's a stalker, a predator, or just a nice person who gives off the wrong vibes. The man in this clip supposedly dropped by to inform a woman that someone was watching her through binoculars from a nearby mountain. As if that wasn't creepy enough, things are about to get a whole lot creepier.
Hey,
Hi.
so you have a guy
Uh-huh.
on the mountain up there that is watching you with binoculars.
Okay, well, that's unnerving. Well, I guess I won't be staying.
Well, it's not that you can't stay. Just, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
The other side of the mountain is safer.
Really?
Yes. He's driving a older Dodge pickup.
Hmm.
And he told me he comes out here and offers water
Uh-huh.
to people.
Mm-hmm.
But I would stay away from him.
So did you catch him watching me, or did he just tell you that he was watching me?
When I pulled up, he had his field glasses up, looking this direction, and I was like, what are you looking at?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just looking to see if there's anybody that needs water. So anyway, he's, you see that white truck?
He tells her that he spoke to the man who claimed he was looking for people who needed water. He then invites the woman to come back and look at the mountain man's truck, but smartly, the woman stays put. She informs the guy that she was just doing her laundry, but if someone's watching her, she thinks it's best to pack up and move on.
I mean, I did want to stay because it's nice out here and it's quiet, but if there's somebody watching me, then obviously I don't think I should stay out here at all.
Well, that's fine. That's your choice too.
Yeah. Well, at least I got to put my laundry away. It's always easier to do housekeeping out in the open rather than in the city somewhere. So just finishing up my laundry and then I'll probably have to leave, but that's okay.
The Good Samaritan seems disappointed by her reaction, and he stares at her without a word for more than 20 seconds. The silence is excruciating, but eventually he leaves. Would you have trusted this man?
Do you need anything?
No.
Okay.
In an Indian village 50 miles outside of New Delhi, CCTV captured a 24-year-old man named Bolu leading a 4-year-old girl away from a sweet shop and towards his home. The girl was not Bolu's daughter, she was his boss's daughter. Bolu took advantage of her trust and committed a terrible assault on the girl. Sadly, he then ended her with a knife. He then returned to the shop, and when police arrived to search for the missing girl, Bolu volunteered to help look for her. Of course, this was another lie, but luckily, CCTV helped uncover the truth and Bolu was promptly arrested. The mother of the girl called for the predator to be hanged, saying, we want justice, and we don't want the same for others. In this pub's CCTV footage, it's a bit tricky to see what's happening at first, but Conor McGregor, usually known for his exploits in the UFC ring, is the main character. The video starts with McGregor offering his brand of whiskey to an elderly man who politely refuses. Not taking the refusal well, McGregor quickly escalates the situation by throwing a punch at the unfazed man. The elderly man remains seated, barely reacting, while the bar springs into action with staff pulling McGregor away. Just when you think you've seen enough of people taking advantage of the elderly, here comes another heartbreaker. This time, it happened in a place as sacred as a church. Yes, you heard me right. Two young women went to church and robbed an older woman by pretending to pray with her. They used prayers and company to distract her and steal from her. It's truly sad to think that the woman was alone and must have felt comforted by the company of these young ladies, only to be deceived and robbed. The whole scenario is just another unfortunate example of trust being broken in the most unexpected places. Staying in Florida, another family became caught up in a shooting that could have ended far worse. A man was watching TV with his 10-year-old son and 4-year-old daughter when a career criminal attempted to enter their home. Thankfully, the door was locked and a police officer arrived quickly on the scene to deal with the threat. Cameras inside and outside the residence captured the moments before the attempted home invasion, as well as the shocking conclusion. As the suspect fails to gain entry, he picks up a brick and starts charging towards the policeman. Meanwhile, the father opens the door to the house to see what's going on, and that's when the officer shoots the suspect. The father quickly shuts the door and tells his children to go to the bedroom. Thankfully, they didn't see what was going on outside. Even after being shot, the suspect charged the officer once more and was shot 3 more times before collapsing on the family's lawn. Who knows what could have happened if the career criminal had managed to get inside the house, and thank heavens that he didn't. This is the moment when joy turned to tragedy for Steven Weber and his partner, Kenesha Antoine. The couple had been staying at a luxury floating hotel in Pemba Island, Tanzania, in 2019 when Steven decided to propose in a unique way. He swam down to the outside of their underwater hotel room and held a note against the glass that read, "I can't hold my breath long enough to tell you everything I love about you, but everything I love about you, I love more every day. Will you please be my wife? Marry me."
Oh, he's so cute. What?
Sadly, Steven would never resurface to hear Kenesha's response. with the State Department confirming that a U.S. tourist had died at that location. Afterwards, Kenesha posted her heartbreaking reply on Facebook saying, "A million times, yes, I will marry you." She acknowledged that they never got to celebrate the beginning of the rest of their lives together, but took solace in the fact that they enjoyed the most amazing experiences with excitement in their final moments together.
מה זה? יש פה בטון. מה יש פה? ברזל או משהו?
You know that neighbor of yours who is always cutting and nailing into the wall? Well, why not show them this? The footage features a man accidentally striking a water pipe, yet, for some reason, continuing to cut. This causes water to spray all over the home as his children scream. Finally, whoever the man is yelling at takes the hand and finds the main water valve, letting the family walk away with minimal damage. Few things are more annoying than someone who won't stop revving their engine, whether it's motorcycles or cars. Fortunately, this person learned a big lesson about what happens when you rev your engine for too long. After hours of annoying his neighbors, the car begins to smoke. Seconds later, the car catches fire and sparks begin shooting out of the exhaust. For some reason, the man keeps on revving despite his entire car being ablaze. The good news? He finally stopped. The bad news? The car is soon completely engulfed, damaging both the cars next to it as well as others' property. Nobody was hurt, but really, why would anyone do that?
That shit's gonna explode. Yeah. I feel like we need to back the fuck up, dude.
My car's safe. Oh, here comes the cops.
It shows a rock slide in India caught on tape. At first, it seems pretty tame. However, after a few moments, bigger and bigger rocks come crashing down, destroying the nearby bridge and completely blocking the nearby river. We have to hand it to the cameraman here because he risked a lot to bring us this footage. This person has seconds to live. After becoming tangled in their parachute, they are left hurtling towards the ground at breakneck speed. The camera shows them frantically working to free themselves from their chute, only to become more and more entangled. Finally, they decided to rip the chute off entirely and use the backup. Luckily, it deploys with just a few seconds left to go, allowing them to land safely.
Oh my God!
So, do you think they did another jump or not? Some predators have no shame, and incredibly, their partners sometimes stick up for their behavior. In Australia, a 64-year-old man named Peter Andrews was found guilty of indecent treatment of a child after inappropriately touching a 9-year-old girl.
Are you sorry for what you've done, Peter?
Of course I am.
Footage then emerged of his wife, Heike, shouting at the little girl's grandparents and blaming the girl for tempting her husband.
She's a 14 sleeping around. Hey, did she learn that off you? It's your negligent parents. Her parents didn't care. That's what she used to come over and say.
It's absolutely unbelievable that you can blame a child 10 years or younger that she coerced a grown man into sexually abusing her, the child's grandfather said.
Unbelievable that you can blame a child 10 years or younger that she coerced a grown man into abusing her.
Frustratingly, Andrews did not serve any jail time, instead receiving a suspended sentence and being allowed to return to his home, which is just meters away from a child care center. This next footage was also captured at a supermarket, this time in a Walmart in Georgia. It begins with an officer reviewing CCTV footage in response to complaints of a creep who had allegedly been touching people and taking upskirt photos. When the footage confirms their allegations, the officer rushes into the store to catch the suspect. They soon spot 33-year-old Gary Moultrie, a registered sex offender. But when Moultrie sees the officer, he takes off running.
Move. It's coming outside. General merchandise. Move. No! Stop! 10th floor, he's running around the garden center. If I get someone else over here. Stop right there!
The officer chases Moultrie through the store to the garden center, and another officer helps to apprehend him, threatening to tase him and pepper spray him if he does not comply. Moultrie is soon taken away in handcuffs. According to the police, he had tried to break his phone to destroy the evidence, but there was more than enough to convict him on multiple charges.
देख ले भाई बता ना तू बोल बता पूछ ले ना वीडियो हाँ जी
मेरे को प्लीज मेरे घर ड्रॉप कर दो यहाँ पे बहुत मेरे को डर लग रहा है अंधेरा भी हो रहा है आप देख रहे हो ना तो प्लीज हेल्प मी
कहाँ जाना है आपको
मेरे को सेक्टर 11 जाना है.
So far, we've seen people taking advantage of the most vulnerable. Well, here's an example of people taking advantage of human kindness, which, apparently, is also at risk of extinction. These guys were driving down a road when suddenly a girl signals them to stop. When they stop the car, the girl asks for help. Then, out of nowhere, a group of armed men appear, ready to rob them. The driver is terrified, understandably, and they start hitting the car with a bat as he tries to speed away. They finally manage to escape, but not without a major scare.
You can't block the sidewalk. Look, you can't block the sidewalk. Everybody walking through here can't get through because you're blocking the sidewalk. Right? All you gotta do is not block the sidewalk. That's all you gotta do.
This video is guaranteed to fill you with frustration just by watching it. This guy decided to park on a sidewalk frequently used by many seniors and individuals in wheelchairs. As if that wasn't enough, when a man asked him not to park there, and to everyone's surprise, or maybe not, it turns out this guy is incredibly rude.
Oh, you can't fork this up. Broke down.
I just told him he can't block the sidewalk and he just freaked out. So.
Oh, you sad? Oh, you sad as fuck up.
So angry.
He dares to get angry, yell at the man, and even laugh at him. One thing is sure, the man recording is right to question what is going on with people being so angry these days. Perhaps it's arrogance clouding their judgment.
She is on her property, is what she's saying. And that's what she want to trespass her from.
From this property, yeah.
Okay, and he pointed a gun at you?
Yeah. When I turned down the road right there, I seen him. He was a black handgun.
Hold on, let me get
Where it come from, I have no idea.
Trailer parks don't have the best reputations. However, this man and his shenanigans take trailer trash to a whole new level. The footage starts with police speaking to a man who says one of his neighbors pointed a handgun at him. At this point, the officer comes and speaks to a man named James, who appears to be the subject of the complaint.
You pointed a pellet gun at somebody?
I ain't pointing a pellet gun at nobody yet.
Where your pellet? Where's that? Where your pellet gun at?
I got it put up.
Where?
Right back there in my stuff.
Where your stuff?
Right back there where everything is.
You know you can't stay in the shed right here, don't you?
I got a kennel made out of that.
A who?
I already painted everything, making it look nice and everything, and this little hole right here.
What are you out here cussing and screaming about?
She's doing that, bro.
No, I heard you screaming, bro, when I pulled up.
Okay, it's me, always me, bro.
No, I heard you screaming when I pulled up. What's going on?
What y'all arresting me for, bro?
The what?
What y'all arresting me?
I'm talking to you right now. I might arrest you. I'm just trying to talk to you.
For real, G?
Yeah, I'm trying to talk to you. Tell me what's going on, man.
James says he doesn't have a gun, but that he is ready to use one if he has to. The man seems highly agitated and claims the neighbor is, in fact, harassing him.
Leave me alone, man.
So that you out here screaming and you can't be.
Does that goddamn whole cost
Well, you got a pellet gun out here. Where it's at?
You ain't getting my pellet gun out.
You ain't been pointing at nobody. If you pointing a pellet gun at somebody, you going to jail.
Legal, bro. I gotta kill rats with because they dogs. They killing my goddamn dogs. So what they just give up all my shit?
That's gonna get you killed. Well, it's gonna get you right here.
So you gonna take that from me too?
Turn around.
I just paid $100 for it.
Turn around.
Why?
You going to jail.
For what?
For pulling a damn pellet gun, pointing at somebody. And you out here screaming and making.
Bro.
You out here screaming, making a racket, you going to jail.
I ain't done that, bro.
Turn around.
Come on, my dogs is right there, G.
Turn around.
Let me do my dogs first.
What you gonna do with your dogs?
I'm gonna do something with them. I'm gonna find somebody to take care of them.
You got nobody to take care of them?
No, I don't, G. I ain't got nobody to take care of my dogs, man. Know what I mean? I don't, bro.
It's soon revealed that the gun is just a pellet gun. The officer then attempts to place the man under arrest for threatening his neighbor and public intoxication. The officer is also nice enough to let James put his dogs inside the house despite the man giving him problems the entire time.
Stay away from me. I'm telling you. I wish you a horrible death.
This is 22-year-old Lindsay Partridge enjoying a boat trip with her boyfriend. The two were on a romantic getaway in Florida, but it was about to be tragically cut short. Minutes after this video was taken, Lindsay fell from the boat and lost her life. In April 2021, Kevin Lomas was found stabbed to death in the bedroom of his home in the West Midlands of England. Three years later, his killer is yet to be found. Police recently released the CCTV footage that shows Kevin's last known movements. He can be seen walking the streets near his home in the days before the murder. The video was released in the hopes that it may jog people's memory and encourage anyone with information to come forward. Here's hoping that Kevin can finally get some justice soon. This next clip is a little bit different as it doesn't feature the actual predator. Instead, it shows an extremely disturbing response by police towards the alleged victim of an online predator. The poster of the video claims that his daughter, who was 11 years old at the time, was manipulated into sending explicit photos of herself to a grown man over the internet.
Hi.
Yeah, she's in bed now. She's asleep.
Well, it still happened though, right?
Yeah. I just the whole point. I just wanted you guys to come over and talk to her. I mean, I just want her to realize what this was. I mean,
the father complained to the police, but when they showed up 6 hours later, the officers seemed to have little interest in pursuing the perpetrator. Unbelievably, they actually tell him that his daughter could be arrested for creating the explicit material.
the reality is not much you guys probably can do about it, is there?
I mean, she could probably get charged with child.
Who, she can? She's 11 years old.
She's creating it, right?
She's 11 years old.
Doesn't matter. He's still making it.
No, she's not. She's being manipulated by a grown-ass adult on the
Is she
internet.
taking pictures now?
You guys have a nice evening.
Okay.
Thank you for coming. Are you serious? Have a nice evening.
The father is rightly disgusted and upset by this response, reminding the officers that his daughter is 11 years old and that she was manipulated by an adult. The father goes back inside and the officers leave. How is this an appropriate response by the police? Shocking.
Full request Eagle, 1023.
This video is also disturbing, but for a completely different reason. It shows a police officer driving down a beach in Florida looking for a lost little girl.
Getting close to 10 minutes now.
Fortunately, after several minutes, he comes across the girl who is luckily perfectly fine.
Mom's looking for ya. I know. Let's go find her.
The officer introduces himself, gives the girl a hug, and comforts her before returning her to her mother.
I'm Jeff. Are you okay? Rox, all right, are you okay? Yeah. All right, you all right? Yeah, I'm 10-4 with the juvenile. You need a hug? Yeah. All right, it's gonna be okay. Let's go get you to mom, all right?
Who knows what could have happened had he not arrived so quickly? That's the truly disturbing part. This footage from Nottingham, United Kingdom, shows a mentally ill man named Valdo Calocane who fatally stabbed 2 students and a school caretaker in June of 2023. The footage shows the man walking around the city that night alone. Two of the victims also appear, walking home in the early hours of the morning. The footage was taken just minutes before they were attacked and killed by Calocane. Chillingly, after the attack, Calocane can be seen attempting to break into an apartment before being pushed away by a resident. He then killed a caretaker and stole his van, attempting to hit several other people in the process. This CCTV footage was taken from the Duke of Wellington pub in Somerset, England. It shows 70-year-old Richard Scatcherd drinking with 61-year-old Kelly Fares. The two would leave the pub together, but just hours later, Kelly would be found dead at Richard's home. Richard was already known to the police as a sex offender who had drugged women in the past and was wanted for breaching his parole conditions. After the murder, which took place on 15th October 2023, he went on the run and has not been seen since. A £10,000 reward is being offered for information that leads to his arrest, although Avon and Somerset police highly suspect that the predator may already be dead. On September 7, 2022, a family's home surveillance system captured an intruder who had entered their home and rummaged through the drawers of a 12-year-old's bedroom while she, her mother, and her 8-month-old sister were asleep. The creep was identified as 32-year-old Adam Sipes, a registered sex offender who was convicted in 2021 of felony second-degree kidnapping and misdemeanor sexual battery. He also attacked a jogger in 2019 and was sentenced for up to 4 years in prison, though he was released early. For this latest crime, he was charged with first-degree burglary, and his bond was set at $150,000. The mother of the 12-year-old girl told reporters, "He knew exactly where he was coming and knew exactly what he wanted. I was so scared. As a mother, you don't want to hear your child or children as being violated by anyone. Here's to hoping he stays behind bars for much longer this time." This video is a mix of scary and pathetic. Imagine you're working, delivering a mail, and suddenly a group of wannabe gangsters shows up with a fake gun and tries to rob you. Rob dinner? Maybe. It turns out they didn't even take the food because they got too scared and ran off. It's pretty amusing to see how they tried to intimidate the delivery guy, but he ended up scaring them away instead. Some people take advantage of the most vulnerable, and it's truly heartbreaking. Imagine a man who has passed out in a garage, lying helplessly on the ground. What would be the decent thing to do in this situation? Most of us would try to help him, right? But sadly, not everyone thinks that way. In this instance, someone walks in, sees the man unconscious, and instead of helping, decides it's the perfect opportunity to steal from him. This person robs the man without a second thought, leaving him there without checking if he's okay or needs assistance.
before he does something.
No.
You're not touching
You're
this
not
fucking
touching
thing.
this cat.
You've got issues, man. How dare you do that to a living creature?
Up until now, it's been mostly fun and games, but this next video shows some serial killer shit. Apparently, this man has been trapping his neighbor's cats on his property and drowning them, which is really despicable behavior. He claims they've been going after his dog, but what exactly are these tiny little kitties going to do to a full-grown dog?
Look at him. You want me to put you in a bucket of water?
No.
I'm just absolutely...
Well, hey, all they come in is they go after my dog.
That dog.
That dog.
Yeah, you killed my cats. Remember
I
that?
didn't kill your cat.
Okay, what is this? What the is this? Congratulations, buddy. You are going to be famous.
The neighbor with the camera is right when he says he's going to make this creep famous. I hope he got hit with an animal cruelty charge. I'd love to tell you that this will be the first and last video involving dog poop, but I simply can't make that promise. Here, you can see a woman in her pajamas cleaning up after her dog uses the bathroom on her porch and then simply throwing the poop off the balcony.
Into this apartment complex a couple of months ago, and my neighbors across the way from us let their dogs just poop on the balcony instead of walking them. And instead of throwing the poop away, they just throw it off the balcony.
This is some really disturbing behavior, especially when you consider just how long she's been letting her animal do this. Judging by the looks of that porch, it's been years.
It's disgusting. I don't even know, I don't know what to do. Do we not do anything? It was so gross.
Who's racist?
Oh, some shit.
No, I'm saying that you know where this instrument comes from. That's why I said
This
that.
instrument comes from
I'm black. I can't be
This
racist.
instrument comes
For
from
what?
Switzerland.
For what?
It's not
For
a
what?
steel
For what? If you're gonna have blacks, understand that.
It comes from Switzerland. You want to learn? You want to be educated?
Speaking of videos that leave you frustrated, here's another one for you. There's something worse than racism. Accusing someone of being racist out of sheer ignorance and, of course, arrogance. This girl angrily accuses a street performer of racism because she's confused about the instrument he's playing. The guy even tries to explain what the instrument is, but she gets mad and walks off, with her pride wounded but still shouting at the musician. Not only does she disrupt his performance, but she also accuses him of being racist without having any clue what she's talking about. It turns out she was the one putting on a show, not him.
This is a pan drum from Switzerland, not a steel drum from Jamaica. Two different instruments. Thank you very much. You are ignorant, and you are the problem.
Fuck, I'm sorry you gotta deal with...
Of course, it's understandable why people would want to confront a predator and shame them, provided they are proven to be one. The cameraman in this next clip exposed a Reddit mod who had supposedly arranged to meet up with a 14-year-old girl. The vigilante had plenty of evidence, including photos and a chat log of the Reddit mod's predatory behavior.
One more question, though. Why are you here to meet a 14-year-old girl?
I'm not.
You're not?
I'm meeting somebody.
Jordan? You're not Jordan?
Name's Sam.
Sam?
I'm pretty sure that's the name of the girl you're talking to, isn't it?
Yeah. That's us. We're Sam. No? So your name's not Jordan?
Yeah.
Your name's Jordan?
No.
Okay, so you're not making sense, buddy.
Why are you filming?
Why are you here to meet a 14-year-old girl?
You know I can sue you for that, right?
Yeah. Why are you here to meet a 14-year-old girl?
I'm not, man.
Do you know who we are?
I don't even know your guys' names.
Do you know who we are?
No.
How familiar are you with Facebook?
Facebook?
Yeah.
I'm familiar with it.
So, Either you can explain yourself why you're here to meet a 14-year-old girl, or we can walk away. You are. What?
The mod denies that his name is Jordan and that he's there for that purpose, but he's clearly nervous, and when confronted with a mountain of proof, he starts walking around and attempting to be friendly while asking for the footage not to be made public. He even attempts to shake the vigilante's hand several times and follows him in a creepy way while the latter is trying to leave.
You guys have a good day. I'll shake your hand.
Nope.
Why? You got something behind your back.
I won't shake your hand, buddy.
Why?
Have yourself a great day.
Why?
Because. See you later. Enjoy meeting your company. What? Enjoy meeting your company.
Yeah. Why are you guys walking away? Filming me. And
Because of the way that you're approaching us in a threatening manner right now.
I'm not a person here.
You are, Jordan.
Man, why do you guys film? And you're still filming.
Yeah. Because we are leaving and you're still following us.
Who's to say I'm just going for a stroll?
All right. So then what we're going to do is we're going to veer off this way. And we're going to go for a stroll.
Okay.
And you can continue to walk.
By all means, but if I do see that video on YouTube, legal rights will come.
Well, let's hope so. That's right.
It's vaguely threatening, and these kinds of confrontations can turn violent. In a last-ditch effort, Jordan, who claims not to be Jordan, tells the cameraman he's breaking the law by filming him without his consent, which is ironic, to say the least. This footage is scary for a completely different reason. It opens with a woman informing a young man, Lewis Bush, that his mother has just been found dead.
Arrested you on suspicion of murder and cautioned you, told you the necessity for the arrest. But the grounds for the arrest are at 11:30 today. Ambulance report to 22 Sandalwood Court in Newport. Paramedics discovered a female by the name of Kelly Pitt, who was pronounced dead at the scene. She had a number of injuries.
My mother?
She had a number of injuries, and as a result of information that we've had about you being at the address recently, that's why you've been arrested.
The man is in complete disbelief, but the truth is that he's actually being taken into custody.
On suspicion of murder, okay?
My mum,
so I just wanted to make sure we get that. Yeah.
Joking.
We're taking you to Ustrad. The van's out the back. I'll drive it.
Yeah.
If
My
your
mum's
phone's
gone.
on, isn't it? Yeah.
Smith.
And Jane's. If you
Chap.
two come then.
My
Yes.
mum's dead.
Yes.
You okay?
Never.
Yeah.
You joking me?
No.
Is she really?
Yeah. But listen, Lewis, we've got to go to Ustrad. Come and sit.
There's a lot to take in,
the
okay?
van.
Despite his crocodile tears and seeming concern for what's happened, it was later revealed that he, in fact, killed his mother after years of abuse.
What mother?
You got your
Yes. I know, deep breaths. There's a lot to take in.
I got it, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
Yeah, I got it.
Going up the back that way.
Is she really gone? Yeah.
Yeah, Lewis.
Oh no.
Hold on. I know. Deep breaths, okay? We're just gonna go this way. 2 seconds.
At this point, the police already suspected him of foul play, which was later confirmed.
Guys, it is 6:02 a.m. Friday, February 22nd.
Linda Michelita Rogers woke up just after 6 a.m. on February 22nd, 2018. She was excited to document her day in preparation for a national cheerleading event. The 12-year-old talks about doing her hair and other things she needs to do to get ready.
I went ahead and connected my straightener, and I still have to connect the curling iron, and I already got halfway started doing the braid, and all what's left to do is the ponytail, straighten it, curl it, poof it, whatever. So yeah.
But then, while making a time lapse for her viewers, an explosion rocks the house and the screen goes black. Tragically, Linda would never make it to her event as she was killed in a gas explosion.
Baby, so voy para.
Andrea Mazziero and Sarah Brigante took a video of their hike in Italy. Little did they know, it would be their last taken together. Moments after the video ended, Mazzetto went to retrieve his phone from a nearby cliff's edge. However, he lost his footing and fell 330 feet to his death.
This is what my neighbor does every day. Pick up poop and throw it in the alley.
Here's another bad neighbor who has their own unique way of dealing with dog poop. In this case, the woman lives next to an alley, and her solution for getting rid of the offending dog doo-doo is to pick it up and simply throw it over her fence. Out of sight, out of mind, out of smell. Right? But if you're already picking it up, why not just put it in the trash? At first, it looks like this tree felling gone wrong won't be as big a deal. That is, of course, until the entire building collapses as if it were made out of a team of termites holding hands. You almost have to wonder if this is deliberate based on the way the person holding the camera laughs afterwards. Whatever the case, someone is going to be needing a lawyer very soon. A 34-year-old woman was returning home alone from a night of partying with her friends in London. Suddenly, she was approached by a man who offered her his hand. Thinking he may have been a good Samaritan, the woman walked with him for a short while, not realizing that there were two more men following closely behind. She was led to a secluded street, not far from the busy area of Covent Garden, where she had been celebrating just moments before. Then, when they were out of sight of the public and CCTV, the men pounced on her, taking turns to violate her. Detective Constable Ben Lucas described the assault as a terrifying ordeal for the victim, who naturally remains extremely distressed by what happened. The footage, taken from Greek Street in 2017, was released in the hope that someone would recognize the perpetrators. We do not know if they were ever caught. Some predators go to extreme lengths to carry out their crimes and avoid being caught. Mark Brown, a resident of North London, put on a dress and a silver wig in an attempt to fool his victim and hope that she wouldn't be able to identify him. Seen here rushing out of his flat at 3:55 a.m., Brown had been lying in wait for a teenage jogger to pass by. He chased after her for 500 meters before knocking her to the ground and assaulting her. Brown was already known to police and had previously been convicted of 7 counts of sexual touching. He was on the sex offenders register and broke his curfew to carry out his latest attack. He initially denied having a silver wig, but when pushed further admitted to having bought it for a fancy dress party. He then said he'd thrown it out ages ago and denied his involvement in the crime. But the CCTV evidence taken from his apartment building made it obvious he was lying. Brown was found guilty in 2020 and sentenced to 5.5 years in prison. The person in this car is a murder suspect, and they are not particularly happy to be being followed by the police. After pulling the individual over, a police officer walks up to the passenger side and goes about initiating a normal traffic stop. However, after several moments, the man gets out of his car and fires several shots at the officer before chasing them through the neighborhood. He then returns to his and speeds away. Later footage shows the suspect being struck by a police vehicle during the ensuing chase. You don't need to be a genius to understand what's about to happen here. These poor cars are already practically buried in snow. However, these giant banks of half-frozen slush are simply too heavy to stay on top of the roof. Within moments, they're completely covered in snow. Let's hope the people who own these cars have a good ice scraper and a shovel. Few things are more disturbing to me than watching Mother Nature take over a situation while we puny humans helplessly beg her to stop. That's what happens in this video of a beautifully restored tall ship being forced under a bridge by the flow of the river. Despite the attempted assistance of several tugboats, the ship ends up stuck with little hope of getting out. Even if it does have an engine, that big boat isn't going anywhere. A crowd of people had gathered to watch Nirvana perform in Oakland, California on New Year's Eve in 1993. As the band was performing the song, Jesus Wants Me for a Sunbeam, lead singer Kurt Cobain noticed a guy groping a woman near the front row. Seeing this, he threw his guitar to the ground and rushed over to stop the assault. He scolded the pervert, pointing to the exit and telling him to get out. Returning to his microphone, Cobain lets the crowd know what happened by saying, "Copping a fill, hey buddy?" Before the rest of the band jumps in to further ridicule the attacker, pointing him out and laughing while telling everyone to look at him, look at him.
Copping a feel, anybody? How's it feel, huh? Look at him, look at him, look at him, look at him,
When a father from Oklahoma found sexually charged messages received by his 15-year-old daughter from a fully grown man, he went to the police for help. However, the cops said they couldn't do anything until the offender showed up at the property, so the father hatched a plan. He lured the offender, known as Jeremy Dwayne Gibson, to his home by pretending to be the daughter. When Gibson arrived at the property, he was tackled to the ground by the father along with 2 other men. They bound Gibson's hands and feet with zip ties before calling the police. When asked if he considered the risks, the father said the potential injuries paled in comparison to catching the suspect, who had sent obscene messages and nude pictures to his daughter. I told him that he stepped into the wrong backyard and he messed with the wrong little girl, the father recalled. The predator was later charged with 1 count of using technology to engage in sexual communication with a minor, despite claiming he had shown up to the house just to talk to the girl and point out the error of her ways.
Go to the door, man. Go to the door. The door's unlocked, man. Call police. Call.
Do you ever think about how quickly things can change? Imagine you're on vacation with your family, enjoying a sunny day, when suddenly someone decides to take a life for no reason and everything goes wrong. This is what happened to Dustin Wakefield's family. Dustin, a 21-year-old tourist, was having dinner with his family at a restaurant in Miami Beach. Around 6:30 p.m., a gunman named Tamarius Blair Davis, 22, from Norcross, Georgia, approached the restaurant's patio area. Davis later told investigators he was high on mushrooms and felt empowered. He randomly chose to shoot Wakefield in a heroic act. Wakefield stood between Davis and his family, protecting his 1-year-old son. Tragically, he was shot multiple times and died at the scene. Witnesses reported hearing screams and saw Davis celebrating and dancing over Wakefield's body immediately after the shooting. And after the shooting, Davis fled the restaurant but was quickly captured by police in a nearby alley. Tammy Davis, the suspect's father, expressed shock and disbelief, stating that his son had never been in trouble before and had no known mental health issues. He suggested that someone might have given his son drugs, as this behavior was completely unexpected. Tamarius Blair Davis is now charged with murder and is being held without bond at the Miami-Dade County Jail. I don't know what the Spanish equivalent of a Karen is, but this lady certainly fits the bill. Apparently, the woman claims that her neighbor's cat is a wild animal and can't be in society. The woman with the camera says that she's crazy and she shouldn't be allowed in society. It's at this point that Karina pulls out a pellet gun and starts shooting. Fortunately, the camera woman has some quick reflexes and deflects the shots. Hopefully, the cat stuck around, even after all that noise.
Tamara, ¿me haces el favor? Por favor, vení. ¿Venís? Vení, Tamara. Por favor. Pero por favor.
Fences. They exist to separate two properties from one another. That being the case, you think people would respect them, but that's not always the case. In 2022, police responded to two 911 calls. One was from a man who said his neighbor was tearing down his fence. Another was from that same neighbor who said the man who called earlier had just shot at her.
That's a man.
not pissed.
Okay, well, hang on a second. I'll go check your weapons because we got another call that a neighbor got shot at. What's his address?
I don't know. He's the next door neighbor right there.
Is he right over there?
Yeah, I can see him on
he's
the porch.
taking the piss down now.
Okay,
that
well,
was me shooting. I shot up my pipeline. I was just pissed.
So you're the one that shot?
I shot every single round. Shot at him.
All right.
And I put the gun up.
Where's the fence that he's turned down?
Police arrived and met the man who just charged the weapon, and he claims he never aimed the gun at the neighbor. After several minutes of walking, they discover the man who was tearing down the fence.
All the way up. Tried to cut it all down.
What was he using to tear it down with?
Tractor, some snips.
You, Stacy? Come here. What's going on with tearing the fence down? Okay, whose fence is it?
The fence was here when I bought the property, and he bought after I did. But it was already here.
Okay, but it doesn't matter. The fence line belongs to whoever the property line belongs to.
The fence line belongs to his property line?
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
So, but if it doesn't belong to you, that means you created criminal mischief.
No, it's on me. It's on my property line.
Okay.
He and I had an argument about this before, and I had survey stakes somewhere.
Do you have surveys?
I had it surveyed.
He claims the fence is on his property and has every right to destroy it. It's a classic he said. But by far, the best part is the cops having to tell the first guy he can't shoot his neighbor just for messing with a fence.
What we can do right now is we can file a report and we can turn it to the prosecutors. But he's also saying that you came down here and shot at him with the gun, too. Okay?
I told him, I'd catch you on here, you're dead, man. Just because I'm sick of this.
Okay, so, I mean, you're already making the statement. You already admitted to having a firearm. You already admitted to shooting.
Yes.
So, I mean, which one should I arrest more on him? Him trespassing, or you already making a threat on his life?
People often talk about how there are too many regulations on business in the West. However, they need to see more footage like this. The video shows a massive landslide taking place in Bosnia and Herzegovina due to a highly improper mining activity. I mean, they brought down half the mountain and blocked a major waterway. Though nobody was killed, multiple people were injured due to the landslide and subsequent flooding. I don't much care for snakes, and I take great comfort in knowing that I could just scramble up the nearest tree. Then I saw this video. As you can see, snakes apparently have developed a way to climb trees by coiling themselves around the trunk and then spinning their bodies upward. The worst part of this whole video is knowing that the snake is climbing that tree even faster than I ever could. Looks like I need to find a new place to hide. Jumping back to Ohio, we have a shocking car chase involving a man accused of shooting and killing a Dayton resident. Dashcam video shows officers pulling up behind a red truck, which quickly speeds away, flying down the residential road at high speeds.
Anybody near me?
Give it a second, give it a second.
He's bailing out of Richard Tyson. He's continuing, going northbound on Tyson. Eastbound on Hoover. On the Gunther. North on Gunther.
After several minutes, the truck driver loses control and the officer pins him in, preventing any further escape.
Ey Thor, fick dich einfach nur.
We've already seen how dangerous base jumping can be, and this next video serves as a chilling reminder. 28-year-old Armin Schmeider was an experienced skydiver from Italy. In 2016, he live-streamed a wingsuit flight, telling viewers, "Today you fly with me," before leaping off a mountain in the Swiss Alps.
So, heute fliegst du mal mit. Aber ihr hört nur was, ich stecke euch ein. Ta-ta.
Not much can be seen, but shortly after takeoff, it becomes apparent that Schmeider is encountering problems. He can be heard letting out a final shout before impacting the ground. Then there is nothing but the eerie sound of cowbells for several minutes. Viewers watching the livestream reacted with horror, as some sent messages begging for Schmeider to write or say something. Tragically, his response would never come. Armin's body was recovered near Kandersteg, a popular base jumping location. His friend said that although he was an experienced skydiver, Schmeider had only flew for a year using the wingsuit. Do you ever wonder why some people have kids if they can't take care of them? I do, and after seeing this video, you probably will too. Here's what happened. Deputies approached a couple who were fast asleep on a Florida beach during their vacation. According to the Volusia County Sheriff's Office, Alyssa Langley and Timothy Stevens had passed out drunk, leaving their young children to wander off. Langley, the biological mother, and Stevens, who was acting as their legal guardian, were found surrounded by cans and bottles of alcohol.
Hey! Hey! The sheriff's office! Wake up! Need to sit up? Come on, get up. Wake up. Welcome back. Sit up. Why? Why can't have alcohol on the beach? Why not? You got ID? Huh? Do you have ID? You guys have children with you?
Give him my ID and I'll give him yours.
Are they with you?
Hey, your kids with you?
Yes.
Where are they at? Hey,
Where are you?
your kids.
Right there.
Here and then here.
I'll go with him. Tell me where your kids are.
Guys, hey!
How old are they?
7 to 8.
Boys, girls, boy and a girl?
Boy and a girl.
Okay, you don't know where they are? down at the pool.
Yeah, leave everything else on the beach. You passed out. You're supposed to be watching over the kids. So you want to put on secret, put the phone up there.
I'm trying.
Is somebody able to get the kids?
Come get the kids.
Why am I being arrested?
You're both being arrested.
Alcohol on the beach and child neglect.
Sheriff Mike Chitwood even called them clowns, saying they shouldn't be in charge of anyone, especially young kids. And honestly, I couldn't agree more with him. Undercover sting operations are a great way to catch predators, especially when they're done with the cooperation of the local authorities. In July of 2021, an investigator posed as a 15-year-old girl on an anonymous social media app and drew the attention of 28-year-old Ryan Burton. It didn't take long before Burton agreed to meet with the decoy for the purpose of having sex. In fact, within just 3 hours of sending his first message, Burton had turned up to the address, only to be met by officers of the La Crosse Police Department instead of a 15-year-old girl.
How you doing, man? Good, good. My name's Detective Ross, but I'm with La Crosse Police Department. Can you take your hands out of your pockets for me?
Yeah.
What's your name, sir?
Ryan.
Ryan, okay. Any weapons with you today?
No.
Okay. You just want to put your hands on the top of your head. I'm just going to pat you down, make sure you got no weapons with you today. We're here at the police department as well, sir. See our badge?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. You're good. Right. You like?
Yeah.
Put your hands behind your back.
Can you go?
Yeah, the line country.
Come watch your head getting in.
He was promptly arrested and faced 2 charges, one of using a computer to facilitate a child sex crime, and another of attempted second-degree sexual assault of a child.
This is if you want to talk to me. If you don't want to talk to me, you just tell me now. Okay. Okay. Don't want to talk? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a line through there, and I'm just going to write didn't want to talk. Okay? I'm going to be going to the county jail tonight. All right? There'll be 2 charges. All right? One of them is the use of a computer to facilitate a child crime. Okay.
Burton pleaded guilty to the latter charge and received 3 years probation with a requirement to follow the sex offender registry for life. Let's end this video the way we started, with a couple of floods causing major damage. In this case, you can see an entire bridge collapse and get swept away by the raging river water. Good thing the drivers were smart enough to back up before this happened.
Se ele olha na live que vai acabou de gravar a ponta e caiu de novo.
Finally, we have a 6-hour time lapse of a flood that took place in Arkansas.
Oh, and the other one, oh my goodness.
You can see the trees getting pulled into the river one by one as the waters rage just a few feet away from nearby homes and apartments. It's both fascinating and terrifying to see the trees and riverbanks being demolished by Mother Nature. However, soon after, the homes end up suffering the same fate. Unfortunately, not every neighborhood shooting ends well. In fact, most end just like this. The footage shows a man standing in the street next to his white truck. When a red truck pulls past him, he yells at them to slow down. For whatever reason, the person driving decides to back up and confront the person. This quickly escalates into an argument, which can't be heard over the street noise. Before long, the man in the white truck pulls a weapon and shoots the unarmed driver dead. But this incident isn't quite over yet. Body cam footage shows police responding to the incident. The shooter, Joseph Gonzalez, actually called them himself and claimed that he, in fact, is the victim. The police were extremely polite, as is the shooter, who claims he needs to call his lawyer.
Why am I getting put on the car anyway?
Just so you're not standing over there. We're going to talk to other people, see if they saw anything.
There was no one here but me. I think if anyone has anything, Mr. Saul has a camera there. I'm pretty sure he saw some motion and he'll probably be able to see everything on that camera.
I'll turn
I could
the
call
air
him
on
and get this out.
Yeah, I'll turn the air on and then...
Can I put these in front, being that I'm just being detained, so I can use my phone? Because I got to call my lawyer.
However, after several minutes, he starts to get argumentative about the fact that he cannot have his phone. It's later determined that he shot the victim in the back, leading to him being charged with first-degree murder.
My phone, please. I need to call my lawyer.
Okay, I'm gonna do that, but I can't have you have your phone right now.
I don't allow you to have my property. I'm not arrested. You get what I'm
Okay,
saying?
but I'm not gonna give you your phone at this time, okay?
I took it out of my pocket so I didn't break it.
Okay, but I'm not gonna give you your phone at this
Where's
time,
the
okay?
lieutenant?
I'm
Give me
sure
a
they're
lieutenant.
both coming.
Can you call your lieutenant because I know him, please?
Okay,
Because
but
I'm
can
not
you sit in
arrested.
there?
I would, but give me my phone.
It's important to clean out your computer every now and then. It's also important to keep your fans stationary when doing so to prevent this from happening. It's a shame that this person's Star Wars inspired PC build literally went up in smoke due to this one single mistake. Mumbai, India is well known for its huge population and somewhat iffy infrastructure. This footage shows what happens when a water pipeline brushes, sending tens of thousands of gallons of water cascading into the sky.
What is this? I don't know. Very shocking. Some pipe has busted.
The results of the burst pipe were literal rivers flowing down the street and flooding homes. least the people in the way were able to cool off. Predators who target kids are especially evil and will often lie to cover up their shameful acts and attempt to escape justice. The predator in this next clip is no different. A police officer was called to the Hope thrift store in Senseless County, Michigan on August 25, 2023. Upon arrival, he was met outside by a mother and her crying 8-year-old daughter. The mother informs the officer that a young man grabbed her daughter while inside the store and tried to pull her into the bathroom. Thankfully, the girl's 6-year-old brother had witnessed the incident and yelled for his mom, who intervened and called the police.
My daughter was apparently attempted to be pulled into the bathroom by a young man here.
That's the manager.
I said a young man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
I was right around the corner at the racks where the clothes were. My son came over and told me someone was trying to grab her and take her into the bathroom.
Okay.
I obviously went over there and he was inside with her trying to get out of the bathroom, crying. That's another reason why I don't believe that he tried to push her out, because I saw her in the bathroom trying to get out.
That's the only way he told me.
And when you found him, she was in the bathroom?
She was in the bathroom, and he was in the bathroom behind the door, because the door opens.
Okay. Okay.
And I saw her trying to get away and crying.
Okay. Did he have a hand on her, or just she was trying to?
I couldn't see because the door, I could see half of her.
We'll get back with you guys when we have more information. Okay.
What happened?
Yep.
What?
Somebody, kid that works there tried to pull her into the bathroom.
Is he in there?
No, hey.
Is he in there?
Stay here.
No. Is he in there?
I'm going to go deal with that in a moment, okay?
He had a charge in Lapeer that was on probation for a misdemeanor, but he was never charged. They had never had enough evidence of the same thing.
Okay.
What I see on the camera, I can forward it to you, is him going in the back, coming back out, then looking and waited till they came back around. And it's right back there in the corner, so I have no clear angle on that.
The officer proceeds to enter the store, where he meets 19-year-old Andrew Jewell. Upon asking what happened, Jewell claims that he was using the bathroom when the girl entered unexpectedly, and when he tried to shut the door to stop her from coming in, the door hit her, which is why she was crying.
Hi, can I talk, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was in the bathroom. Before I shut the door, I told her, because they pick a free toy, you can ask them up there. I told them that you guys can get a free toy. So they go there looking at toys. I shut the door. When I was using the bathroom, the little girl walked in on me, and she made it halfway in the doorway. I freaked out and tried to slam the door, and it hit her. That's why she was crying. I can't go to jail, dude. I'm on probation.
What are you on probation for?
A misdemeanor assault. I can't.
Misdemeanor assault for what?
I don't know.
A nervous Jewell also begs and states that he can't go to jail because he's on probation.
Please, I can't go to jail. I'm so screwed.
The officer allows Jewell to act out his recreation of events, but a review of the store's CCTV corroborates the little girl's story, and the sobbing Jewell is soon placed in handcuffs.
It doesn't show. See, there's the little girl right there. Andrew already went to the bathroom. The boy found, but the little girl never goes on that side. So now this is farther down, and it'll show him coming back out into the bathroom. See, that's where he comes out again in there. But he doesn't go to the bathroom, see? He comes around here and started looking for us to see where we were at. He's looking for the little girl right now.
Please, I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back right now.
I I swear to God!
As we would later learn, he had already been charged a year earlier for a similar incident, pleading no contest to assault and battery after following a 10-year-old girl into a bathroom at a movie theater. Jewel had begun working at the thrift store as a volunteer employee and was booked for his latest incident, initially charged with assault and battery once again. But the charges have since been upgraded to unlawful imprisonment and kidnapping enticement. The most recent update indicates that Jewel is being held on a $10,000 bond at the Sonoma County Jail. If you live in an apartment and are not on the top floor, this footage should feel very familiar. Apparently, the person filming says that their upstairs neighbor always accuses them of knocking on the ceiling. I guess this is their idea of revenge. This person is stomping so hard you can literally hear the light fixtures rattling. They also slam some doors for good measure. Sounds like a very peaceful place to live. Unless you're actually living there, that is. If you're going to knock on your apartment neighbor's wall in the hopes that they'll knock back, make sure you pay attention to your art collection. This woman has some pretty nice stuff hanging on her wall and seems to enjoy playing the knock-knock game at first.
Oh my God! My fish! Dayton!
However, when the neighbor returns the favor, it knocks one of her frames off the wall and shatters her fish tank, forcing her to panic to save her pets before they run out of water. Remember, always think before you knock. Cutting down another person's plants is bad enough, but cutting down an entire tree is almost guaranteed to cause some problems in your neighborhood. Luckily, this individual only ended up hurting himself, or rather, his house. They clearly took zero precautions when preparing to cut down this tree, which is why it ended up landing directly on the roof. There's not even any indication they intended to have it land anywhere else. Have you ever seen something and wondered about its purpose? Well, if you haven't, keep watching. For some inexplicable reason, these guys decided to dump plastic bottles into a river, polluting it. As the video continues, more plastic bottles emerge from the car and they just keep pouring them into the river. Why? We'll probably never know. What we do know is that these people should be in jail for polluting the river in such a way.
فين الزبادي يا حجاج؟
Speaking of polluting rivers for no reason, here's another example of humans behaving disgracefully. These guys were caught on camera opening boxes and tossing the contents into a river. As you watch, the river becomes littered with these products. They even laugh as if it's some sort of joke. Just like in the other video we saw. The same question crosses my mind. Why would anyone do something like that? What is the point? Let me know your thoughts on this.
الله ينور على الرجال.
المية كده بقى تعدمه. هم كده المية تعمل.
She's going to the hospital in Canterbury. Do you think I'm stupid? She's in Canterbury. I need to go to the hospital. Please, no yours.
Do you ever wonder if the ends justify the means? On a cold morning in London, traffic came to a sudden stop as insolent Britain activists blocked a busy road. They were protesting for better home insulation to fight climate change. Sitting in the street with signs demanding action. Among the halted cars was a woman desperate to get to her mother who was critically ill in the hospital. She got out of her car and approached the protesters, her voice shaking with urgency.
I need to go to the hospital. Please, no yours. Please. This isn't okay. This is 5 minutes. I'll support you, but not now. How can you be so selfish? This is so selfish. 5 minutes. You don't misunderstand it. My mum is 81 and she's going to a hospital. Well, just move if they're here and you know they're going to move you. Just bloody move then. Unbelievable on your conscience, let it be.
Please, she begged. My mother is very sick. I need to get to her. Please let me through. The protesters looked at her with mixed emotions. They were there to make a strong point, but the woman's distress was hard to ignore. After a tense moment, some of the activists moved aside, creating a narrow path for her. The number one rule of being in jail is that someone is always watching or listening, or both. This footage shows the suspect in an Idaho Falls home invasion that left an innocent man dead, talking openly about the murder to multiple people.
Oh, and then, you know what? Guess who got killed? A family friend of mine.
Yeah, I called your sister and your mom, and I talked to both of them.
Friend. They're my sister's friend. It just gets weirder and weirder.
Yeah, no, that took a second.
Friend of my family. They
I
were
was like, you don't even know him, but okay, allegedly.
They know my sister. I don't know the person, but they know my sister.
I know.
My sister, I need to talk on a secure line so I can go into depth and like what really happened, but it's tripping me out.
Obviously, this footage was later used in his trial. The American Southwest has been experiencing a lot of storms in 2024, many of which cause a significant amount of damage. In fact, this footage shows that even homes that weren't finished being built were not safe from the torrential downpours and high winds.
Oh, there it goes!
Oh my God!
I told you.
I guess it's good to find out about the poor craftsmanship now rather than later. A similar case was documented on November 19th, 2023, when home cameras captured a registered sex offender canvassing a house in Orlando, Florida. The suspects can be seen taking a lockbox that contains a key to the home, then returning later and using the key to make his way inside. Police were quickly alerted to the intrusion and showed up with a canine unit to search for the intruder who had managed to run away. The police dog leads officers to a nearby shed where they find the suspect.
He likely jumped fences north. Here.
Anyone inside of this shed, you better make yourself known now. You're gonna get dog bit. Anyone in this shed, make yourself known. You're gonna get dog bit. Put your hands, first thing that comes out of your hand. Hands come out first. Keep them just like that and walk out.
Rather than get bit, the suspect promptly gives himself up. He had attempted to ditch his clothes to avoid detection, but he was soon arrested and now faces a lengthy prison sentence. Someone who did come back is the guy seen in this clip. Apparently, he had appeared at the same property the day before, asking for the woman's phone number. When questioned why he was there a second time, he simply replies something and won't elaborate further.
Why you want my phone number? That's what I'm saying. I don't know. He said yesterday I did something. I don't know. I told him something. I don't know.
What she told you yesterday? What she said yesterday?
Not yesterday. Yes, something.
When? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Why you up here?
No, I said because he called the police on Travis and said Travis said he's gonna kill him, and the police said he can't even come up here.
Huh? Why you up here?
To talk with him.
Why you up here messing with my fiance? Huh?
I don't know. He said something about my phone number, but he can't. I don't know. The police say he can't even be up here. He's not even supposed to be up here at my apartment.
Do we have a problem or something?
No.
Why is you up here? Is it something you needed or anything?
No.
Why is you up here? Why are you here?
That's your fiance?
Why is you up here?
That's your fiance?
Why is you here?
Something.
Something what?
Something
I'm trying
what?
to ask you what. So what is something?
It's creepy the way he just stands there swinging a tire iron, and he seems totally unfazed by the presence of the woman's fiance. After confirming that the man there with her is indeed her partner, he just wanders off down the stairs.
The police say you can't even be up here. Why you just walked up to my apartment?
All right, just leave. Next time you come, it's stalking. It's stalking. You don't come next time.
Very strange. What do you think his intentions were? When diver Rich Aloha found an old GoPro at the bottom of a lake in Tennessee, he soon realized that what he had found was more than just a camera. Somehow, the memory card was still intact after 2 years. Upon checking its contents, it contained the final moments of 22-year-old Richard Ragland. At first, Ragland can be seen enjoying a day of adventure, ziplining, and visiting a waterfall with friends. Unfortunately, that very same day on which the footage was taken, he would also drown and be declared dead.
We live in life. We live in life.
Rich Aloha said he was looking for a treasure in the lake, but had received a tip from a park ranger saying that if he found a GoPro from 2017 with footage of an African American on it, it probably belonged to Ragland. Aloha reached out to Ragland's family, who were stunned to learn about the discovery. "I don't think there's ever been a more impactful find," said the diver. It's an interesting thing about enclosed spaces and explosions. They don't go together well. So, when a man decided to use explosive material to try to blow up an anthill, he got a lot more than he bargained for. Specifically, he got to watch as his entire yard was turned inside out. This has to be one of the dumbest ways to lose the Yard of the Year award, but at least the ants are probably gone. This footage doesn't need much explanation, though you might need a few seconds to collect yourself after watching it. It's very clear security camera footage of someone's neighbor defecating on their lawn. There's no way of knowing what started it or what happened afterwards, but after seeing this, I am firmly on the side of the homeowner.
We never wanted any of this. We loved him so much.
Did your brother deserve to die? But the injury to his head, that's not what killed him, okay?
Okay.
But what killed him was not eating.
So far, we've seen people who might just make the list of humans who deserve extinction, but after watching this video, your heart will ache and you'll question the very essence of humanity. Let's set the stage. In a Michigan home, Timothy Ferguson, a 15-year-old with special needs, spent his time building Lego creations. However, what was supposed to be fun turned into a nightmare. His family's idea of punishment led to torture and his tragic death in July 2022. An autopsy revealed that Timothy died from malnourishment and hypothermia, and his death was ruled a homicide. Investigators uncovered disturbing details, making his older brother, Paul Ferguson, a key suspect in what was called one of the worst cases ever seen. Let's listen to his brother's interrogation.
I know that when we talked yesterday in front of your mom, you know, she was lying about some stuff, right? I know that she's a good person. I'm not doubting that at all.
Yeah, we never wanted any of this.
Why do you think
She doesn't want to appear like a bad person. She doesn't want to be the bad guy in this. We never wanted any of this. We want him to be healthy. I know that for a fact. We should have been so much. I should have at least put my foot down on something.
Right. But she knows that you shouldn't be using hot sauce as a punishment, right? She knows better than that. And you know better than that too, right? Yeah, I think that anybody with some common sense knows that hot sauce is not something used to punish a child for eating food that they're not supposed to eat, or for disrespect, for not following orders. We know those things aren't okay.
I know that. We've tried so many different things. We just were running out of options of trying to find a punishment that would actually work. And even that did nothing.
Right.
And we still kept trying though. I don't know why. I kept trying to pick him up after I had gotten him out of the closet, and I think at one point he actually scratched where I pulled away, and he fell, and I think it happened several times, like he was trying to get out of my reach.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he slipped out of my hand and hit his head on the ground. But
what part of his head did he hit?
Was it the sides? I don't know the exact region, because by the time I heard the thud, I was literally about to turn around because I had to stop for a moment to breathe. I was frustrated.
You were his brother, and you have a mother that's telling you what to do. And so, I understand why you feel the way that you do, but at the same time, you have to look at it. You think that your mother's telling you to do what's best for him, right? That's what you've been telling me since
yeah. And I know she wants what's best for all of us. He wasn't breathing in the closet. It was the closet, though. We had to get him out of the closet to try and resuscitate.
So it's you and your mother that tried to get him out of the closet?
We did get him out.
Okay.
We tried to resuscitate.
Who noticed him first? You or
my mother?
Okay. Did she have asked you via text to check on him on the way up? That's not what happened. She said, "Hey, can you check on him on your way upstairs?" Do you remember that text message at all?
No.
Okay.
There might have been one that I didn't see, but
okay.
I just want to seem like she's bad. That we weren't neglecting him. And even if that's what if it somehow ended up like that, it was never intentional.
Right. Well, what you're saying, I mean, if we talk, right, there's all these things where, like, she didn't want it to seem like this. She didn't want it to seem like this. She didn't want it to seem like this. Did you know that it all seems like that, right?
Yes, I know.
It does. And he clearly was neglected because he died from it, right? The reality is that he was. That's why we're here talking today. And she told you what to say. It's okay. She told you what to say. Because why? Did she tell you why? Does it look bad for you guys?
It's not just that. We loved him.
Can I ask you this, like, straight up? You keep saying love. Do you feel like this was love? That he's dead now because he couldn't eat food? Does that feel like love to you?
No.
He's dead because he couldn't eat.
Shanda Vander Ark, Timothy's mother, treated him differently from his siblings. So differently that he died. When Vander Ark testified, she claimed she couldn't remember much leading up to Timothy's death. The jury found her guilty of open murder and first-degree child abuse. She was sentenced to life in prison without parole for murder, plus 50 to 100 years for child abuse. The technical term for exploring caves is spelunking, but that's actually the sound that would come from my pants if I were the person filming this. After going a few feet into a cave, this brave soul came across an angry cougar who, out of politeness, decided to give him a warning roar instead of going right after his throat. This footage from Ohio shows a SWAT team surrounding a house containing an alleged murderer. Apparently, the suspect inside had previously shot a man. But what's truly amazing is the man's attempted escape. After jumping out of a second-story window, the suspect makes a run for it, crossing the street with dogs and SWAT members in hot pursuit. He was later arrested at a hospital for injuries he sustained jumping out of the window. When 23-year-old Sandra Birchmore failed to show up for work on consecutive days in February 2021, her employer asked the police to perform a welfare check at her home in Canton, Massachusetts. Upon entering her residence, officers found Birchmore, who was 3 months pregnant at the time, dead. She appeared to have taken her own life, but subsequent investigations suggest that there may have been foul play. The CCTV footage shows Ms. Birchmore leaving and entering her apartment building during her final days, followed shortly after by a man believed to be Matthew Farrell. Farrell was a police officer who is alleged to have carried on an inappropriate affair with Birchmore, starting when she was just 15 years old. Farrell resigned from the force in 2022, and many suspect he played a key role in the death of Sandra and the unborn baby that was likely his.
You're always going to be a Mexican. You'll never be white. You know that, right? And I'm a teacher. So there.
Congratulations.
Murderer. You're a murderer.
What's that? Hold that still for me.
Okay, murderer.
As we mentioned earlier, most of the time we don't understand why some humans act with so much hate. However, after watching this video, two things are quite clear. One thing that characterizes people who should be extinct: hate. Something surprising: the professionalism and patience of this police officer. Keep watching.
Why I'm being harassed today? Because I was going under the speed limit. I was going going at 38.
Yes, you are, ma'am. Good morning.
And the speed limit is 40, and I was going 38, so why are you harassing me?
You are correct. I pulled you over because
you're a murderer.
Because
Yes, I started to record because you're a murderer.
You can't be on your cell phone while you're driving.
I wasn't on my phone. I was recording you because you scared me.
You can't use your cell phone while you're recording.
I can record you.
May I have your driver's license?
It's at my apartment.
What's your apartment?
It's at my home. I'm just taking my son to his.
Do you have your driver's license?
I mistakenly left it at home.
Do you have a picture of your driver's license?
Yes, I do.
May I have it?
And can you call your supervisor, please?
I already did. He's on his way.
Good, because you're a murderer.
Okay.
The video was captured by a police officer who encountered a very unpleasant and degrading situation of hatred directed towards him. The officer stopped a woman who was driving. As soon as she stopped the car, the woman started recording the officer, calling him a murderer and confronting him. The officer asked for her documentation, but she didn't have it, claiming she left it at home. The woman demanded the officer call his supervisor because, according to her, he is a murderer, and we can't help but wonder why so much hatred towards this particular officer. The answer reveals itself soon enough.
All you need is your signature. He's only citing you for using your cell phone while you're driving. That's it.
There you go, ma'am. Sign inside the red box right there.
For him being a Mexican racist. What is that name? Gasso?
It's on the citation, ma'am.
Here you go, Mexican racist. You're always going to be a Mexican. You'll never be white. You know that, right? You'll never be white, which is what you really want to be.
There you go, dear.
White.
As seconds pass, it becomes clear why the woman hates the officer. Surprise, she's racist. The woman refers to him as Mexican and even tells him he will never be white. Despite those horrible comments, the officer remains calm, professional, and respectful. As we said before, two things are clear. People like this woman should not exist, and we should learn more about the exemplary behavior of the officer.
It just shows you how abusive people can be when we're just trying to do our job. God bless him. Totally unflappable. No matter what she threw at him, he didn't take the bait. He was very calm, very professional. I just want to commend that deputy and the sergeant. They were extremely professional.
This is less of a moments before disaster strikes video and more of a moments after video. This poor kid has just been stuck in a porta potty that somebody has decided to turn on its side. If you want, you can play it in reverse to get the nasty image out of your mind. It's almost impossible to look uncool while snowboarding, but as you can see from the abrupt change in this video, you can still pull it off. The good news is that while this wakeboard snowboarder might be a little worse for wear, it looks like his phone absorbed the brunt of the impact. In Staten Island, a 64-year-old man in a wheelchair was robbed while riding the bus. The suspect approached him and stole his cash. As seen in the video, the thief boarded the bus, walked up to the elderly man, and snatched his money, causing all the cash to fall on the floor. The suspect quickly collects the cash from the ground, ready to leave, but then, unexpectedly, boom! The elderly man stood up and pushed him. Honestly, to rob an elderly person, especially one who is struggling and in a wheelchair, shows a profound lack of empathy and humanity. However, I'm pretty sure the thief didn't see that punch coming. Talking about people who take advantage of the most vulnerable, here's a story about a man with a disability who left packages outside his house to load later, as he was dealing with severe pain. And here comes the terrible human, the guy you see on the doorbell camera in the video. This guy decided to steal the packages, knowing the owner would come back for them later. After watching the video, it's clear that people who take advantage of such situations don't deserve any sympathy but do deserve extinction. Adults who interfere with kids are often viewed as the lowest of the low, and some will avoid being arrested at all costs. On February 14, 2023, a SWAT team was called to the residence of Hector Perez, a 63-year-old man residing in the town of Dunnigan, near Sacramento, California. Officers arrived at Perez's trailer to serve an arrest warrant on child molestation charges. Due to Perez's history of violence towards the police, the authorities were taking no chances. When they arrived, they tried for 4 hours to negotiate the predator's surrender.
Hector Perez, we know you are in the trailer.
They sent a drone in to confirm Perez was there, and also used a robot and camera mounted on a pole to get eyes on the suspect.
Somebody help me with visual here.
I'll hold it.
That bathroom looks... See a sink.
Keep going.
God, it looks...
I'll watch it for you.
A lot of blood in the sink, right?
No, that's
no,
up.
That's like a light.
That's a light fixture.
I'm not seeing anybody in this room. It's small.
What about the tub? There's a tub to the left,
Oh,
right?
right here.
The shower?
Shower. Hold on, let me get back to that.
It's this way.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
However, Perez wasn't going to give up without a fight. At one point, he started pulling on the camera, so the officers backed up and used their armored vehicle to reapproach with cover. An officer then threw a phone inside so that they could talk to Perez, but the predator refused to use it. At around 12:35 p.m., officers launched CS gas into the property to get Perez to come outside. It worked, but when the predator emerged, he was holding a knife and his clothes were covered in blood. When officers asked him to drop the weapon, he refused, so they fired at him with a less lethal round. Still, he wouldn't drop the knife and moved towards one of the officers. At this point, the SWAT team opened fire with lethal rounds and took Perez down.
Let's start life saving.
Paramedics were called to the scene, but the predator was dead. This helicopter is coming in for a landing atop a mountain in the eastern Europe country of Georgia. However, at some point, the pilot loses control, crashing into snow and nearly taking the heads off several hikers before narrowly avoiding a nearby building. Crazy enough, this was actually a rescue mission. It's too bad the helicopter isn't making any landings without a front wheel. To call this video disturbing might be a bit of a stretch, except I can't help but think of all the what ifs that go along with the video. What if the elephant gets scared and decides to jump off? What if the elephant has to use the bathroom and the driver loses their ability to see out of the front window? What if the truck crashes? Will it just throw a full-grown elephant into traffic? Whatever the case, I hope this isn't standard practice for moving elephants on the subcontinent. I hate to hear of one of those gentle giants being hurt due to a negligent owner. Speaking of which, can you just own elephants in India?
Help me, please.
Do you want to hurt them at all?
No! No! I just don't want them to hurt me.
Okay.
Stay in your home.
No! I'm nobody's.
This footage from Columbus, Ohio will have you wishing everyone involved was arrested. The body cam video shows police arriving to a dispute between two neighbors, where one had used pepper spray on the other.
We have an issue going on. I am in the process. I went.
All right, I'll come talk to you second. Tell me.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have an issue back and forth. It's been going on for weeks, and it's just been escalating. I went down to court yesterday. They didn't give me an emergency order for whatever because we're neighbors, and that's not what it's for. He's not like touched me or anything, but he says vulgar things every time we're outside or I'm outside. My family's here from Texas. They got here on the 27th, and this has all just escalated since my family got here. You know, he wants to see his green card. He just goes on and on and on.
Okay.
And it's all verbal, but our property lines, and I did walk to the edge of the property when he maced me. You know, I dared him to mace me, so I guess it's partly my fault, but I'm sick of listening to him. I do my best to keep my cool, not let it get to me. But this is going on, and it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Okay.
We have a hearing on the 27th to present whatever evidence and see if there's how that goes. But I can't afford to move anywhere. You know, I just can't.
Though no footage of the attack occurs, the officers soon determine that the aggressor may be suffering from a mental illness. They first speak to a man who says the neighbors have been harassing him, his wife, and his guests. It seems that they aren't lying, as the neighbor continues shouting the entire time the police are there.
Was that officer? Well, we're just trying to figure out the best process to follow up on this.
No, they came at me.
Okay.
So did you find it? What was your first name? I'm sorry. Dylan.
What's your last name? I'll come closer so you don't have to holler.
Oh man.
Well, we're
It's
gonna
all focus on me. I don't even have it on.
Oh, that's not good.
Hey, Dylan, what's your social?
I'm not giving that to
What's your birthday?
officer.
Okay.
But I'm trying to get help. I weigh 103
What
pounds.
kind of help do you need?
Protection from them.
I know, but if you stay in your house,
From
you'll be
them?
fine.
Then I'm not gonna stay in my house like some. I own this house.
Mm-hmm.
I own this house.
Okay. Well,
My
listen.
house. If I want to go sit in my front yard, I will.
Okay. If they
Thank
want
you very
to, they
much.
can sit in their front yard too.
I'm
You
not
just-
gonna sit in their front yard.
No,
Thank you.
they can sit in their front yard.
Yeah, but if they talk shit to me, well,
Hey.
they don't have.
Dylan,
I don't have that
Dylan.
shit. I don't. Excuse me, I'm
No,
talking.
I was talking. You interrupted me.
As they speak to him, it becomes obvious that the man is also very uncooperative and not very stable. The police eventually decide that mental health assistance is the best choice. This home surveillance footage shows the last time Bradley Lyons would go to work and return home. It also shows a vigilante group arriving at his address, abducting the father of 8 and driving away before killing him at a secondary location. Lyons was wrongly accused by his wife of carrying out sexual acts with her daughters. She enlisted the help of Nick Stefani and gang leader Albert Thorne to capture and torture her husband in a sickening ordeal. According to reports, Mr. Lyons was trapped in the car boot for up to 21 hours in the hot summer sun. He was then tortured with various tools, including a chainsaw at a farm in Victoria, Australia, before being shot in the back of the head. Only 93% of Mr. Lyons' skeleton was recovered, with both feet, bones from his hands, and a neck bone missing. The wife was sentenced to 7.5 years in jail, while Albert Thorne who fired the fatal shot, received a life sentence for abduction and murder. On June 27, 2023, 5 people, including 2 15-year-olds, were killed in a crash that happened on the 710 freeway in Long Beach, California. Dashcam footage from another vehicle captured the moment when the 2011 Honda Sonata impacted a barrier head-on. The car was immediately engulfed in flames, and footage of the aftermath shows the devastating extent of the damage. Police say that seatbelts may not have been used as some of the passengers were ejected from the vehicle. The last we know, the exact cause of the crash is still undetermined. Every day, we are more surprised by human actions. This video makes us question how far we've come as humans and is proof that some people have no mercy. Even in a sacred place like a church, supposed to be safe for everyone. In the video, we see a woman praying in a church when a man behind her spots a clear opportunity: her phone. The woman, deeply focused on her prayers, doesn't notice that her phone is being stolen and continues to pray. The most curious part is that after stealing the phone, the thief looks up and makes the gesture of praying. It seems he is a thief, but one with manners and principles. Landslides are terrifying, so it's hard to understand why these men decided to get closer to one. Just after they're done taking their photos, huge sections of this mountain road began to give away. I'm assuming they didn't take any photos of them waiting in their cars for help to come and get them. This video is pure comedy and likely occurred 100% by accident. A man is lighting a bottle rocket and even appears to be handling the firework responsibly. However, the moment he lights the fuse, the rocket goes screaming into his neighbor's open bedroom window, where it quickly explodes. It's a 1,000,000-to-1 shot, but let's hope that it didn't hit anyone or start a fire. Drunk drivers are a huge problem, but when they live right next to you, it can be even more problematic. This footage shows someone in the middle of the night slamming into an oncoming car and then speeding off. Looks like the guy wasn't excited about stopping and exchanging insurance information, even though the injured party did the right thing and pulled into a parking spot. Hopefully, the footage from this ring camera will help the cops find the perpetrator. Some predators never learn their lesson and can't help but reoffend. Christopher Jones from Cranston, Rhode Island, is a convicted sex offender accused of using a drone to peep inside a woman's bathroom. As police arrive at his property, Jones admits that he flew his drone into his neighbor's backyard and that he's very ashamed about it.
I'm actually surprised that you guys are here for this. I was waiting for you guys to come pick me up.
For something that happened earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very ashamed about this. Very embarrassed.
Okay.
But I had a drone, and I actually flew it in the neighbor's yard, and
He also reveals that he was convicted for a separate incident 25 years earlier, but doesn't go into much detail about it.
We would like to clear this up. If you would like to come down and speak with the detective that's going to be handling this case and clear the air today, we would appreciate that.
my only fear is that I go down there and I speak to the detective, and not with legal representation, and then I end up staying there.
Jones appears to be very upfront about the current incident, and at first, the officer informs him they are still investigating and no charges are pending. However, after receiving further information, the officers put him in handcuffs and take him to the station. The reports revealed that the next-door neighbor was getting ready to shower when she heard the buzz of a drone from outside the bathroom window. When she went outside to check, the drone hit a tree branch and fell. The neighbor drowned the drone in her pool to disable it and called the police. Police then tracked down the drone's operator, which is what led them to Christopher Jones. Having a kid in the house and being here is a bit scary, said the neighbor. Boeing has had a rough couple of years. What with the rampant accusations of negligence and the suspicious deaths of 2 whistleblowers. However, this footage shows what happens when an aircraft failure goes right. A FedEx plane on its way to Istanbul Airport realized it had a problem with its landing gear. With no other choice but to come in without the nose gear, the pilots managed to guide the aircraft onto the runway safely, where it came to a rest in a shower of sparks. The fire crews at the airport responded in seconds to douse any potential flames and cool the metal and asphalt. However, can you imagine being those pilots? No thanks.
Dude, shut the
We've already seen what over-revving can do to a car. Now here are a few bad neighbors riding motorcycles and hobby bikes with what seems to be the goal of making as much noise as possible. As the neighbor films and screams at the men to shut up, the motorcycle erupts into flames, causing both men to panic. The poor guy filming clearly has to deal with a lot, so he definitely deserved this laugh.
Are you taking any type of medication at all? No. Are you supposed to take medication? Okay. You don't want to hurt yourself, do you? Oh, you don't want to hurt anybody else? You don't want to commit suicide or anything like that, right? Okay.
Nassim Nayafi Agdam was an Iranian-American woman who wounded 3 people at the headquarters of YouTube in San Bruno, California, before fatally shooting herself. Reports suggested that Agdam was upset with YouTube's policies and changes to its platform, which she believed negatively impacted her channel's visibility and monetization. It was speculated that this frustration may have motivated her to carry out the shooting as a form of retaliation against the company. Police body cam footage revealed that they had spoken to Agdam just hours before the attack while she was sleeping in a Mountain View parking lot, about 30 miles southeast of YouTube headquarters.
So all we're gonna do, we just had to make sure that you were okay. So we have to call your dad. We're just gonna let him know that you're fine and you wish not to be contacted. And we checked your tell them. We have to say. We have to tell them that we found you, right? But I mean, legally we have to do that. We have to say, well, we found her. She is fine. She left home because she doesn't want to be there anymore, and she doesn't want to be contacted.
Officers say they did not notice any signs of disturbing behavior, and that at no point during the 20-minute encounter did the woman say anything about her plans to do harm to herself or others. She was calm and cooperative, they said. What do you think?